So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am back with a new video, so listen it carefully. Many years ago in the kingdom of Bhuvangiri, ruled by the great king Neyasaga, a man called Pundit Vishwanath ran a famous Gurukul. He was well known for his knowledge of grammar, law and justice. One day Vishwanath received a message from the king asking him to meet him urgently. So the next day he set out for his capital along with one of his disciples called Kanaka Sharma. They reached Kashipur in the evening and decided to stay put off for the night in an inn in the village. And next day they walked up to the lake near the village. There was a big crowd. Everyone's gaze was focused on the center of the lake where there was a mound of sun. They were waiting for a miracle which used to happen every year on the full moon day of the month of Shravan. Suddenly, an excited murmur arose from the crowd. There were cries of wonder and awe as the holy man Swami Vimlanand emerged from the center of the lake and walked across the water towards the shop. Kanaka Sharma was awestruck at the sight and considered himself very lucky to have witnessed the miracle. Soon Pundit Vishwanath and the Kanaka Sharma continued their journey to the capital. On the way they had to walk through a forest. They decided to stop at an ashram that they came across in the middle of the forest. It was the ashram of a great sea called Shrabh Muni. At the ashram they saw a huge sacred fire burning in the middle of the main courtyard, and the people of the ashram told them that the Muni planned to enter the fire early the next day. But that was why the fire was kept burning all night. The next morning the Muni entered the fire and stayed in the samadhi for an hour. When the seer came out of the fire, his whole body shone with the golden light that made him look divine. Those who were watching the miracle were spellbound with the wonder. Kanaka Sharma once again felt that he was really very lucky to witness such a sight. His guru, however, said nothing. Once again they set off for the capital. This time their path took them over hills and mountains. After a while they came to the village called Raj. They found the village in the grip of the drought. It had not rained for many months. The people were dying of those who were watching the miracle. People were dying of hunger and thirst. However, a young man from the village, Ramesh, turned out to be a savior. He got together a band of enthusiastic young people from the village and organized them for providing help to the hungry and starving. He collected grain and money from the neighboring areas and opened centers from where the food and the other material could be distributed to those who needed them. Thus many of the villagers were saved from the death. Even so, many people died from the starvation. In the fact, an old woman collapsed right in the front of Pundit Vishwanath and Kanaka Sharma. Ramesh was inconsolable that he could not save her. "Did you send a message about this drought to the king?" asked Pundit Vishwanath. "You should have asked for help from him." Ramesh said, "We sent a message as soon as we realized that there was a threat of drought and asked for help, but maybe in such a large kingdom there were many places that need help. Maybe that's why the king did not respond. He has so many people and places to look after." Pundit Vishwanath answered that Ramesh was feeling very bitter and disillusioned because there had been no help from the people from the king. However, he said nothing to him and proceeded to capital with his disciple. When they arrived at the capital, King Neyasaga welcomed Pundit Vishwanath with great respect and warmth. Vishwanath told him all that he had seen on the way. He praised Ramesh and the tremendous work he had done. He then requested the king to send help to the drought-stricken area immediately. The king listened to all that Pundit Vishwanath had to say. He said, "In our kingdom there were many noble souls. It is very difficult to decide who is the noblest. My officers have collected information about many such people. I am giving all these papers to you. Please see if you can decide who is the noblest. That's why I asked you to come over." He then handed some papers and letters to the Pundit. Pundit Vishwanath read the papers the king gave him. He said, "Your Majesty, please send help to Ramesh's village. The people are under a great stress. Many of them may not live if help doesn't reach them immediately. Ramesh is doing his best to save your starving subjects, but how much can he achieve by himself? True, he was some youngsters to extend a helping hand, but he has to bear the brunt of the exercise alone. In my view, in the entire kingdom, he is only noblest soul. You should reach help to him. At once, your majesty. The Vedas stopped his story there, asked Vikramaditya, O king, according to the people and the Kingya saga, Pandit Vishwanath was a great scholar and teacher. Yet in my view, he did not deserve that reputation. He seems to be quite ignorant and stupid. With his own eyes, he saw two great miracles by two great souls. They seem to have divine powers which only result from hard work and which result of the hard work and great faith. Yet he did not call either of them the great soul in the kingdom. But isn't that sheer ignorance? What is the poor farmer when you compare him with those great sages? If you know the answer but refuse to speak, your head will roll off your neck and break into tiny pieces. King Vikram spoke up at this once. Your thinking is illogical, faulty and false. You have been taken in and are impressed by the miracles of yogis, swamis, Vimalan and Shrishaba Muni. Have you thought seriously about that? This miracle making yogis do for their fellow men? Don't they perform miracle for fame? Only for fame and to boost themselves. They perform such a miracle or magic to impress innocent and simple folks who then think they are great and noble. With their miracle, they will not be able to save single starving soul and help anyone in trouble. But Ramesh, with his selfless work and compassionate soul, was able to save many of the people from death. The powers of yogis are nothing compared to the humanist and concern displayed by the Ramesh. He did not go to save those people there thinking he would become famous or will be rewarded. He did it before because he has a good man. He and noble soul who fight for his fellow beings. The yogis did what they could to demonstrate their skill and powers so that they would win fame and renown. Their actions did nothing good for humanity. Serving humanity is best way of serving God, and those who did it truly noble souls. So I think Pandit Vishwanath was entirely right when he pointed at Ramesh as the noblest soul in the kingdom. No sooner had King Vikram concluded his answer than Vital, along with his corpse, gave him the slip and thinking to his sword and went away after the Vital to the ancient village. So that is the story. If you like this story and if you want to listen more of the story on my channel, so please subscribe my channel, please like this video and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.